So, I just watched Destroy All Monsters, a film that was originally meant to be the finale to the Godzilla saga. It's the ninth film in the series, ninth in the Showa series, whatever that means. It's just what the wiki told me. And it takes place in the distant future, the year 1999. I think this movie is really difficult to recommend because it's really only worth watching if, first of all, you have to be a fan of these kaiju to begin with. You have to have a pre-established relationship to these characters, whatever. You have to skip to the end, really. This movie was boring as hell. Pretty much nothing at all about the plot is interesting whatsoever. It's just all of the kaiju in the world have been corralled to this one island, which is now called Monsterland. And all the creatures in Monsterland, there's a bunch of them that had their own movies that have not been in Godzilla movies before this one. So if you're only watching the Godzilla movies like I am, you won't know who like half of these dinosaurs are. I don't even remember half of their names. There's one that's like, he just kind of looks like a T-Rex. There's one that kind of looks like a Stegosaurus or something. They brought back Anguirus from the second movie, Godzilla Raids Again. I was surprised to see that. I don't know how he came back, considering he died, but whatever. It's cool to see him again. Mothra is a worm again, once again is a larva. I guess you could just hand-wave that by saying, since 30 years have passed, Mothra died and had another baby again, but then Godzilla's son is also in this movie, and he's still a retard baby, so I don't understand. Maybe they just have different lifespans. That doesn't even matter. I don't know why I'm talking about it. It's stupid. Point is, some space aliens decide to take control of these monsters, set them loose on the world. I don't know why. I could not bring myself to pay attention to the plot of this movie. I physically couldn't. It was so painfully boring. I don't know any of the characters' names. I don't even know all the kaiju's names because I couldn't pay attention closely enough. They're just some boring guys figure out how the aliens are using mind control devices on people. They disgustingly make an incision behind these people's ears to pull out the mind control devices. It's disgusting. And then at the end, they regain control of the kaiju and have Godzilla lead an attack on the aliens' home base on Earth. And this is the highlight of the movie. If you're even slightly interested, just skip to the last 20 minutes of this movie. It's the only cool part. I promise you, there's nothing else of worth in this. But it is pretty badass. I mean, all of these kaiju storm the base, and then the aliens summon the king himself, Ghidorah. Ghidorah comes in with his 3 heads and his lightning breath. He swoops down, and they have just a massive, 7-on-1 kaiju fight against him. And a few movies back, Godzilla and Rodan were enough to kick Ghidorah's ass, so having 7 or 8 kaiju against him, he gets thrashed, and it's pretty cool. You got this, all the different monsters use their different signature moves. Mothra uses his little spider web attack, and the giant spider from Son of Godzilla also shows up, and he uses his web attack in combination with it. It's kind of reminiscent of a Marvel movie, where you see all the different superheroes in their own movies, and then you see them in Endgame, and they're all you get to see Spider-Man swing around and ride on the back of Valkyrie's Pegasus, and you get to see Black Panther and Doctor Strange in the same room together, and it's just woo, they're doing their thing, cool, just dumb popcorn entertainment, whatever. That's what all these movies are. That's what they're for. They're good. Fuck you. Yeah, I don't know. The fight's cool. You've got just 3 different monsters holding Ghidorah down, while Godzilla just stomps on one of Ghidorah's throats over and over and over again. And there's lots of blood and stuff. You got Anguirus hanging onto Ghidorah's throat with his teeth, being flown up into the air and dropped 5,000 feet or whatever. even Baby Godzilla helps out in the fight, which is just funny. I'm not even mad, honestly. I'm not even mad that Baby Godzilla was in it. He looked funny enough. And then after the big kaiju fight's over, they kill all the aliens, they blow up the base, and then the humans keep doing stuff for like another 10 minutes, and it sucks. They're like, oh no, we're under attack by a fire dragon. And then they're like, oh wait, the fire dragon was just another boring space saucer, and then they blow it up or whatever. I don't even care. This movie's like, I'd give it like a 5, honestly. I think the big battle royale at the end is worth watching if you like these movies. Just for the love of God, why? Why those first 70 minutes? I'm honestly mad. I'm mad that I had to sit through all that garbage. As a finale to the series, I think it's not great. I mean, all the monsters just go back to living on an island at the end. There's nothing really incredible plot-wise that happens, which I guess is why I'm glad that they kept making movies. So, next one is All Monsters Attack. That's a little confusing. You get Destroy All Monsters and then All Monsters Attack right afterward. I don't think these titles make any sense anymore. But, yeah, the next one has a really low average score on IMDb, like lower than all the other ones do. So I guess that'll be fun. See you in the next one.